Every single bite you take, every little snack you reach for, and every healthy habit you've proudly adopted. It all matters, especially when you're over the age of 60. You may not feel it right away. The truth is, each of those choices can have a direct impact on the most important muscle in your body, your heart. Now here's something you probably haven't heard before. What if I told you that some of the vegetables you've been told are healthy, some of the very foods you've eaten for years, might actually be slowing your metabolism and silently putting your heart at risk? I'm a heart doctor, and over the years I've seen this happen far too often. Seniors come into my clinic, good health-conscious people who believe they're doing everything right. They've cut down on fried foods, said goodbye to sugar, added more greens to their plate. But despite all of that, something still isn't working, and here's why. Most people, even the most careful and well-read among us, have no idea that certain vegetables, yes, vegetables, can become harmful if they're eaten in the wrong way, in the wrong amounts, or if they're combined with the wrong medications. It's not about blaming the food. It's about knowing how your body changes with age, and how those changes affect the way you respond to what's on your plate. Some vegetables raise your blood pressure without you realizing it. Some interact dangerously with life-saving medications. Others carry bacteria that your aging immune system may not be strong enough to fight anymore. And that's exactly why I'm speaking to you today. I'm urging every older adult listening to me, please, stop eating these 5 specific vegetables, or at the very least change how you prepare and consume them. Because what you don't know can hurt you, and your heart deserves better. In this video, I'll walk you through each one of these surprising vegetables, explain exactly what makes them risky, and share safe, heart-friendly alternatives that can give you peace of mind. The good news? Every single one of these dangers can be prevented completely. You just need the knowledge and a few small adjustments. I'm asking you to stay with me through this whole video, especially because the first vegetable on this list might be sitting in your refrigerator right now. It's probably something you thought was one of the healthiest foods in the world. Before we dive in, don't forget to click the subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss an important health update made especially for you. And please, if you find this helpful or eye-opening, type 1 in the comments. If you feel there's something I can improve for you, just type 0 and let me know how I can serve you better. Now let's begin. The first vegetable on our list is spinach. Yes, good old spinach. That dark leafy green that's been hailed as a superfood for decades. And don't get me wrong, it truly is packed with nutrients. For many people, spinach can be incredibly beneficial. But for seniors, especially those taking heart medications, spinach can also be a quiet, hidden threat. Let me explain. As a cardiac surgeon, I've seen far too many patients, older adults, trying to eat right, who suddenly found their medications working the way they should. After some digging, we found that spinach was a major part of their diet. Smoothies, salads, dishes, you name it. Here's where things get tricky. Spinach is extremely high in vitamin K. Now, vitamin K is essential for healthy blood clotting. Your body needs it. But if you're someone who's been prescribed blood thinners, medications like warfarin, which are commonly given after a heart attack, stroke, or to treat atrial fibrillation, then vitamin K can interfere with how those drugs work. An excess of vitamin K makes your blood thicker. It reduces the effectiveness of the blood thinner. And what's worse is that this doesn't come with warning signs you can feel. Most people continue on, believing their medication is protecting them, not realizing that a clot is forming silently inside. I've treated patients who suffered strokes or major blood clots, only to find that their daily spinach routine, which they thought was helping, was actually undermining the very medication meant to save their lives. Now don't misunderstand, I'm not saying spinach is the villain. The real problem is inconsistency. If your intake of spinach or any vitamin K-rich food changes dramatically from one week to the next, your medication levels can swing dangerously out of balance. That's why consistency is key. If you're going to eat spinach, do so in a steady, predictable amount. And always, always inform your doctor. Every time you change something in your diet, your doctor needs to know so they can adjust your medication accordingly. Remember, your food can either help your medicine work better or fight against it. And now that we've uncovered how one healthy-looking food like spinach can create such hidden risks, it's time to look at another. This next one is likely sitting in a jar in your fridge right now. It's crunchy, It's tangy. It's often seen as a harmless, low-calorie snack. It's the pickled cucumber, or as most people know it, the pickle. Now I know what you're thinking, pickles. Like, really? But hear me out. Pickles are crisp, refreshing, and they pair perfectly with sandwiches. But these little green slices are hiding something that can be very dangerous to an aging heart, and that is salt. Or more precisely, sodium. Pickles are soaked in brine, a mixture of vinegar, spices, and loads of salt. And depending on the brand and how they're made, a single serving can contain over 1,000 milligrams of sodium. That's more than 2/3 of the daily recommended limit for adults over 60. In just a few bites, might not feel it after one pickle. But over time, that salt builds up in your bloodstream. Sodium causes your body to hold on to water, increasing the volume of blood pumping through your arteries. That extra pressure puts a strain on your heart and blood vessels. Left unchecked, it leads to high blood pressure, arterial stiffness, and eventually, heart failure. I've had patients come to me confused and frustrated. They've made huge lifestyle changes. No fried food, no soda, no desserts. They exercise, they gave up drinking, but their blood pressure still won't budge. And in many of those cases, it turned out to be the pickles, a little mound of pickles they added to every lunch thinking it was harmless. The scary part? Salt damage gives you no warning. There's no sudden headache. No pain to alert you. One day you're fine, and the next, you're in the ER with a stroke, chest pain, or the diagnosis of congestive heart failure. By then, much of the damage is already done. And here's another challenge. As you get older, your kidneys don't clear out salt as efficiently. Your blood vessels become more sensitive. That means salt has a much stronger impact on your body than it did when you were younger. Pickles aren't the only culprits. Canned vegetables, store-bought soups, even healthy sauces can be loaded with sodium. The labels may say low fat or heart healthy. But unless they say low sodium or no salt added, you could be eating far more salt than you realize. All of your hard work. Eating better, walking daily, taking your medication can be undone by one sneaky source of sodium, and you'd never even know it. So, what can you do? First, check your labels. Anything over 140 milligrams of sodium per serving is considered moderate. More than 300 milligrams is high. Watch those serving sizes too. Often the label is based on a small amount, but you're eating double or triple that without realizing. Second, rinse canned vegetables before using them. It won't remove all the salt, but it helps. Third, consider making your own pickled veggies with less salt, or look for low-sodium versions at the store. They're out there, and they're worth the switch. And finally, don't be afraid to talk to your doctor or dietitian. They can help you identify the hidden salt bombs in your pantry and offer heart-safe alternatives. Your health is worth it. Your heart is worth it. If you've made it this far and learned something new today, leave a 1 in the comments below to let me know you're still with me. And if you had no idea that pickles or spinach could do this kind of damage, you're not alone. This is just the beginning. We still have 3 more vegetables to cover that are silently sabotaging your heart health. Stick around because what's coming next may surprise you even more. What many people over the age of 60 may not realize is that the simple choices you make in your kitchen, like cooking your meals at home, checking food labels, or swapping salt for herbs or lemon, can actually do more for your heart than you ever expect. These small shifts seem so ordinary, yet they hold incredible power. But salt isn't the only hidden danger sitting quietly in your spice rack or fridge. There's another vegetable that seems completely innocent on the surface. Till you realize it, it's silently fanning the flames of inflammation and pushing your blood pressure higher with every bite. Let's talk about this next one. You may even be using it today. Number 3, red chili peppers. A fiery addition that, over time, could be playing a dangerous game with your heart. For many older adults, food is more than just nutrition. It's tied to comfort, tradition, even treasured memories. A little spice in your meal might remind you of home, of family dinners, or the vibrant flavors you grew up with. A dash of red chili, a bold stew, that warm kick on your tongue, it's part of your story. And yet, within this bold little pepper may be a slow-burning fuse. One that could quietly ignite a chain of problems deep inside your chest. You see, when you eat red chili peppers, especially the highly concentrated types, your body responds. Your heart rate increases, your adrenaline surges, your nervous system becomes more alert. For a healthy young adult, this might not pose much of a threat. But when you're in your 60s or beyond, your arteries are less flexible. Your heart is more sensitive. That same reaction can push your system too far. I've seen it in my own patients. Older adults coming to me with symptoms they couldn't explain: a racing heart, tightness in the chest, sudden spikes in blood pressure, all following meals they thought were healthy or familiar. They never suspected the culprit was something as simple as the spice in their food. But the problem isn't just the heat, it's how your body reacts to that heat, how your heart interprets it as stress. If you're already living with heart disease or high blood pressure, just one intensely spicy meal can cause your blood vessels to constrict, your pressure to shoot up, or in severe cases, push your heart into an irregular rhythm or even a full-blown attack. Over time, regular consumption of these fiery foods may cause chronic inflammation in your blood vessels, slowly wearing away the very pathways your heart depends on to keep you alive. Now, I'm not saying you have to abandon flavor or settle for bland meals. You don't have to eat like you're being punished. You can enjoy your food richly, fully, without setting your heart on fire. Try using milder herbs like basil or thyme, the warmth of garlic or ginger, the brightness of lemon or citrus zest. These alternatives won't put pressure on your heart, but they'll still bring your meals to life. Because here's the truth: comfort food should nourish you, not harm you. And flavor should never come at the cost of your heart's safety. Now let us move on to something that might truly surprise you, because this next one is often praised as a natural healer. It's been celebrated for generations. But when consumed the wrong way, it can do the exact opposite of healing. In fact, it could make your blood dangerously unstable. I'm talking about raw garlic. That's right, number 4 is raw garlic. Known for its incredible medicinal properties, garlic has long been considered a gift from nature, especially when it comes to supporting heart health. It lowers cholesterol, thins the blood, and is believed to protect against cardiovascular disease. Many seniors swear by it. Some eat raw cloves every morning. Others blend them into smoothies or chew them down like capsules. The intention is good, even admirable, but the danger lies in its strength. Most people don't realize that raw garlic is actually a powerful blood thinner. That may sound like a benefit, and in some ways it is. But when you're also taking prescription blood thinners, like warfarin or aspirin, medications often prescribed after a heart attack, stroke, or for conditions like atrial fibrillation, this combination can push your body too far. It can make your blood too thin. And when that happens, things can get serious, even life-threatening. I've treated patients who developed severe internal bleeding, unexplained bruises, or frequent nosebleeds that just wouldn't stop. Some began noticing dark tar-like stools, a warning sign of bleeding in the digestive tract. Others came in with extremely low blood pressure, feeling faint or exhausted, unsure of what was wrong, all because they believed they were doing something healthy. And it doesn't end there. In large quantities, raw garlic can also drop your blood pressure rapidly, especially if you're already on medication for hypertension. That drop can lead to dizziness, blackouts, and deprive your heart of the blood flow it needs to function. These are the kinds of symptoms that sneak up on people who think they are redoing everything right. And that's what makes it so frustrating. You're not eating junk food. You're not neglecting your health. You're trusting a natural remedy, something you've heard praised for years, maybe even decades. But the truth is, even the most natural foods come with limits. And once you reach a certain age, your body responds differently. The same clove of garlic that energized you at 40 could overwhelm your system at 70. The best choices aren't made from tradition alone. They remade from knowledge and understanding. If you want to use garlic, do it in moderation. Cook it lightly. And always talk to your doctor before adding large amounts of raw garlic to your diet. Your heart deserves that kind of care. Now let's look at one more. Something even more common. Something that's crunchy, juicy, and often eaten raw. It's seen as fresh and revitalizing. But beneath its healthy appearance, it could be hiding something harmful, something invisible. Number 5, raw sprouts, alfalfa sprouts, bean sprouts, mung sprouts. They look like tiny plants bursting with life. They're bright, crisp, and often tossed over sandwiches or salads in the name of clean eating. Many older adults choose them because they're considered a superfood, full of enzymes, fiber, and that unmistakable raw freshness. They seem like a perfect choice for heart health. But the truth is more complicated. What makes sprouts so vibrant is also what makes them risky. They grow in warm, moist environments, the same kind of environment that dangerous bacteria love. I'm talking about Salmonella, E. coli, Listeria. All of them can thrive in raw sprouts, especially if they haven't been thoroughly washed or cooked. Now, a younger person might handle one of these bacteria just fine. They may get a stomach ache, spend a rough day in bed, and recover quickly. But for someone over 60 whose immune system isn't as strong as it once was, those same bacteria can be deadly. Infections that a younger person would brush off can become serious or even life-threatening. I've seen seniors who landed in the hospital after a so-called healthy meal with raw sprouts, suffering from dehydration, extreme fatigue, or even sepsis, all because their body wasn't able to fight off the infection. And the scary part, you can't taste the danger. You can't see it. That crisp little sprout looks as innocent as ever. So what can you do? First, avoid eating raw sprouts altogether, unless you're absolutely certain they've been grown and handled safely. Even then, cooking them is your safest bet. A quick or steam can kill off harmful bacteria while still preserving some of their nutrition. Choose cooked veggies instead. They're easier on your digestive system and much safer for your heart. Because, in the end, it's not just about eating more vegetables. It's about eating the right vegetables in the right way for your body. These hidden dangers aren't meant to scare you. They're meant to empower you, to help you take control of your health with knowledge, not fear. You don't have to give up everything you love. You just need to learn how your body is changing and how to change with it. Your heart has been beating for decades, carrying you through laughter, tears, love, and life. Now, it's time to give it the care, respect, and attention it truly deserves. What you might not realize is that something as simple as cooking at home, taking a moment to read food labels, or swapping out salt for herbs, lemon, or other natural seasonings can do more for your heart than most medications ever will. These are quiet choices, gentle shifts, but they can save your heart from years of unseen strain. And yet salt isn't the only hidden danger tucked inside your kitchen. Lurking behind familiar flavors are a few unexpected threats, vegetables that seem innocent, even healthy, but that may be secretly working against your heart with every bite you take. Let's talk about one of them now. The fiery red chili pepper. For many older adults, food is not just nutrition, it's comfort. It's culture. It's the heartbeat of memory. A dash of spice can take you back to your childhood kitchen. A kick of heat in a curry or stew brings a dish to life. It's tradition. It's identity. It's flavor that feels like home. Sometimes that fiery flavor might be igniting something far more dangerous inside your body. You see, chili peppers, especially the strong, concentrated varieties, don't just tingle your tongue. They ignite a full-body reaction. When you consume them, they can cause a rise in your heart rate, a burst of adrenaline, and a direct stimulation of your nervous system. While a younger, healthy person might absorb that with ease, this same reaction can be dangerous for someone in their 60s or older. As arteries stiffen and the heart becomes more sensitive with age, this extra stimulation becomes risky. I've had elderly patients visit me with complaints that at first seemed mysterious heart palpitations, a sudden tightness in the chest, a spike in blood pressure all after a spicy meal, and almost none of them suspected the pepper. They blamed the weather, stress, anything but their food. But it was the chili. It's not just the heat, but the stress response it triggers in the body. If you already have high blood pressure or heart disease, just one spicy meal can cause your blood vessels to constrict, your blood pressure to shoot up, and in extreme cases, your heart can go into a dangerous rhythm or worse, a full-blown heart attack. Over time, repeated consumption of hot chili peppers can cause chronic inflammation inside your blood vessels. That inflammation wears down the very pathways your heart depends on to stay alive and strong.
Ow.
Now, I'm not saying food has to be bland. I'm not asking you to give up flavor or joy. What I'm saying is, there are ways to enjoy delicious, heart-loving food without setting your system on fire. Gentle herbs, fragrant garlic, zesty ginger, citrus, they can make meals exciting, comforting, and safe. Listen to your body. You might crave the comfort of spice, but don't let comfort come at the cost of your heart. And if spicy foods can be quietly harmful, what about something praised for its healing powers, yet dangerous when consumed the wrong way? Let's talk about garlic. Garlic has earned its place in the world of natural medicine. It's been praised for generations for lowering cholesterol, thinning the blood, and supporting heart health. Many older adults swear by it. Some swallow raw cloves whole, believing they're doing something good. And yes, garlic does have incredible powers. But even natural remedies, when misused, can turn from cure to curse. Raw garlic is a potent blood thinner. Combine that with medications like warfarin, aspirin, or other anticoagulants, and you may tip the balance too far. Your blood could become too thin. That's when nosebleeds won't stop. That's when you notice black stool signs of internal bleeding. It's when a small injury becomes a trip to the emergency room. I've treated seniors who were unintentionally harming themselves this way, trying to do something healthy but overdoing it. Even worse, raw garlic in large amounts can cause blood pressure to drop suddenly, especially in people already taking hypertension medication. The result? Dizziness, fatigue, even fainting. And when your blood pressure dips too low, your heart doesn't get enough oxygen. That's when the first signs of long-term damage begin to appear. What's most heartbreaking is that it feels like you're doing everything right. You're not eating junk. You're not neglecting your health. You're simply placing your faith in a food that's long been praised. But even the best remedies need to be used wisely after 60, when your body's responses change. So please, if you love garlic, use it gently, cook it, use it in moderation. And if you're taking heart medications, always check with your doctor first. That little clove packs more power than you might think. Now let's turn to something even more deceptive, something that looks so fresh and pure, so crunchy and alive, that it almost seems like the definition of health. Sprouts. Yes, raw sprouts. Alfalfa, mung, bean sprouts. Many seniors sprinkle them over salads or blend them into smoothies, thinking they're doing their heart a favor. They're light, they're crunchy, they're full of enzymes and raw energy. But under that fresh exterior lies a silent danger. Sprouts grow in warm, damp conditions, the exact environment that bacteria like E. coli, Listeria, and Salmonella love. These pathogens can live in the seeds before the sprouting even begins. And while younger people may handle these germs with just a mild stomach ache, seniors are at far greater risk. Why? Because the immune system weakens with age. The body takes longer to fight infections, and sometimes it doesn't fight them at all. I've seen it firsthand. What started as a simple case of food poisoning in an older patient turned into sepsis, dehydration, even endocarditis, serious infection of the heart's lining. In some cases, patients were hospitalized with irregular heart rhythms or worsening heart disease, all because of a contaminated sprout. The irony is painful. You're trying to eat fresh, you're doing your best, and it's the very food you trusted that puts you in danger. But there's a solution. If you must eat sprouts, cook them. A brief steam, that's all it takes to preserve the nutrients while killing harmful bacteria. You still get the benefits without the risk. Now, let's take this one step further. What about vegetables that seem safe on their own, but become dangerous when combined with common heart medications? What if your plate already holds something that's interacting in harmful ways with your prescriptions? This is where awareness becomes power. So what should you be eating instead? Let's bring the conversation back to healing. As you age, your heart doesn't need miracles, it needs consistency. It needs balance. It needs nourishment that supports, not stresses. The best diet for your heart isn't trendy, it's timeless. It's filled with gently cooked whole vegetables that support your body's natural functions. Steamed broccoli, roasted carrots, kale, baked sweet potatoes, simmered tomatoes, legumes like lentils and green beans. These are quiet champions of heart health. They're rich in potassium, fiber, antioxidants, and anti-inflammatory compounds. They support blood vessel integrity. They work with your medications, not against them. And most importantly, they're easy to digest and kind to your aging system. Your heart doesn't need starvation. It doesn't need punishment. It needs meals that love you back. Over the years, I've seen seniors reverse years of damage simply by committing to daily habits like a bowl of lentil soup, a plate of roasted vegetables, a handful of greens. Nothing fancy, just real food, served with care and consistency. And if you're worried that healthy food is bland, let me remind you, flavor doesn't have to mean fire. Turmeric, rosemary, thyme, lemon zest, These can awaken your food without upsetting your heart. You deserve meals that nourish both your body and your soul. But there's one more thing, and it's the most important of all. Because even the healthiest vegetables can protect a heart that's being silently damaged by a small, everyday habit. The day you were born, your heart began beating for you. Over 2 billion times by the age of 60, it has worked without asking for anything in return. But now it is asking for your attention, for your care, for your love. Aging is not about decline, it's about awakening. It's about learning that what once worked for you may no longer serve you today. It's about adjusting, not giving up. Even the foods that once gave you strength might now need to be eaten differently. That's not failure, it's wisdom. Here's the good news. It's not too late. The damage is not final. I've seen seniors who were breathless, tired, disheartened, come back stronger, sharper, and more alive just by making gentle, consistent changes. It's not because they chased perfection, but because they listened. They honored their bodies. They chose care, one day at a time. You don't need to do everything at once. You just need to start. There is still time. There's still strength. And there is still love in your heart, not just to give to others, but to give to yourself. Begin today. Try again with your plate. Rethink your routines. Reclaim your energy, because every heartbeat is a gift, and it's your job to protect it. These messages aren't just lessons, they're invitations to live fully, to live wisely, to live from the heart. So now, I want to hear from you. What is one thing you've learned today that you're going to apply in your life? Share it in the comments. Let's grow stronger together, supporting and encouraging each other on this path. And if this video touched you, please like it, share it with your loved ones, and subscribe to Senior Health Hub. Your presence here means more than you know.